Hi everyone, my name is Katie Garrett and I'm a student at Kansas State University, and today I'm going to teach you how to use the app FlashCardlet. FlashCardlet is a free app from the App Store. It teaches you how to create your own flashcards, create your own studying decks, as well as having other teacher resources if you are becoming a teacher and want more options for your classroom. So when you first create your account, this page will pop up and I'm going to click on flashcards, but as you notice the teacher resources button is below and you can click on that for more options. But today I'm going to show you how to create your own flashcard deck, how to study from them, and why this app is a really valuable resource in the classroom. So after clicking on the button flashcards, it will bring up your card library. What your card library is all of the decks that you've imported or created yourself. So as you can see, I have one card library right there just for teaching purposes called English Terms. So those are the existing decks that I have, but I can also click on the right top hand corner with the plus sign and create and compose my own new deck. What's great about this app is that it allows you to rearrange and reorder the decks that you have. So if you have a test where you need to study those English terms, you can keep that at the top of your deck, whereas other classes that you're not taking any longer that you've created decks for, you can keep those towards the bottom. So it's definitely, you're able to modify and rearrange the decks as you see fit. So for our purposes, we're going to click on the plus sign in the right hand corner. You'll see the pink arrow pointing to. After clicking on the Compose button, it gives you several different options. So one of the great things about this app is that you have the power to create your own cards, but you can also import them from Dropbox, you can copy or combine decks, and you can download from Quizlet. So I'll briefly explain each function. So I'm going to teach you how to create your own cards. That's the feature that I seem to use the most frequently. That's what I'm going to show you how to do today, but you can also import from your Dropbox. So if your teacher selects something and gives you a study list from your Dropbox, you can use that. The copy or combine decks is also a feature that I find really helpful when I study because a lot of my classes seem to overlap and have the same types of terms, and if I need to study for more than one test at a time, then I can copy or combine decks so that I'm able to do that. So if I have a test in an education class and an English class and I need to study for both at the same time, I'm able to combine those decks so that I'm studying for multiple things at the same time. The last option is to download from Quizlet. Quizlet is actually a website I've used several times in the past, and it's basically a website that contains flashcards for all sorts of classes. So people have gone on, created their own flashcards, and a lot of times they overlap or are directly from the test, which makes it really helpful. So this option gives you to download a study guide or a flashcard guide directly from Quizlet and study from that, so that all of your flashcards that you need are all on the same website and all of the same app, which makes it really easy to study. So after clicking on create my own deck, you'll notice that the deck is empty because I haven't created any cards yet. So that's a really easy thing to fix. So you'll notice at the bottom there's the compose button that's circled. And another great thing about this is that you can actually select, add, reorder, delete questions. So if you notice that a question that you have written down or a flashcard that you have isn't correct, you can actually go in and select it and then edit it to reflect what you need to study. You can also add or reorder them because later on when you go to study, you can actually study them in the order that they're created. So if you want to order them in a way that makes more sense for your studying, you're able to do that. So for right now, I'm going to show you how to create your own first question. So after clicking on Compose, this is the screen that will pop up and it gives you the option to edit cards. So the front of the flashcard, notice I just put the definition of app smashing, but another cool feature that you can add is that you can add audio or image selection. So if you're memorizing sounds or you have to memorize a video clip for some reason, you can import that there, or if you're a visual learner and remember more from seeing a picture that reminds you of whatever definition you're trying to study, you can do that too. All you need to do is go to the Brainscape website and enable that on your account. So it's very easy to do that. The next thing that you should do is to create the back of your card. So whatever it is that you want to write down or remember, notice that there's a lot of space so that you can create a list. You can add paragraphs. So if you're preparing for an essay, you could type out a paragraph that you could use in an essay that would help you remember exactly what you're wanting to say to help your organization. So there's lots of options for how you want to edit your cards and what kind of cards that you want to create. After creating the cards that you'd like, notice I just did one, so they explain the definition of app smashing is the only card that I have in this Brainscape deck. But you can actually see how many cards that you have, when it was created, when it was modified, and then you have two options. You can either edit, go back to the step that you were just at, or you can share or study. I find that sharing is really helpful if I'm working in a study group and we're all trying to study the same things. That creating a share option is really helpful because then we're all studying the same cards. And again, if you're a teacher and you're wanting to use this in your classroom, creating flashcards for your students to use and memorize, you could share this, and that way they would be studying the right material. But for our purposes, we're just going to look at the study options so that you can see what it actually looks like when you're going through each flashcard. So this is actually my favorite function. You can actually set up your own study session. So instead of having to follow a certain order or having it generate for you, you can actually dictate how the order of your cards appear. So you can click original order, so that's in the order that you created them, or rearrange your questions in a certain order, and you can totally study from that. Or you can click random order, where it randomizes for you so you don't know what question you're going to get, or you can go in alphabetical order, whatever you prefer. But my favorite feature through this process is the card filtering, which you can see is the second option. With card filtering, you can select that they're not filtered, or you can select that they're starred only. So the star function, as I'll show you on the next slide, actually gives you the option to star certain questions that you'd like to see more frequently. So if you're really struggling with the definition of app smashing and you want to star it so that you see it more often, you can actually only study those starred questions if you'd like to when you set up your study session to get repetition for the ones that you need. Or you can do non-starred. So if the starred ones are the ones that you're getting correct, you could also just set up your session so that you're only looking at the cards that you've missed. Your study options are that you can show the back first, which is really nice if you're trying to memorize something. It's not always the best if you just memorize the front card and then think of the back, but if you reverse the order, then you'll be more likely to remember it. So you have those options as well, which I think makes studying really helpful with this app. So after clicking on study, this is the card that pops up first. This is the card that was in the deck that I created that I showed you, and this is what the actual flashcard looks like when it pops up on your screen. Notice that you have the star in the bottom right corner and the check mark at the top right corner. Again, those are for if you'd like to arrange the order of your cards or filter the appearance of your cards. So the last slide that I have for you is just showing you how you transition from question to question. So notice that I press the star, so the star is now lit up in black. Once I have guessed the question or I've said it out loud what I think the flashcard is, I can flip the flashcard over, make sure that I got it correct, and then star or not star if I want to. And then all you have to do is drag the card down, and then your next flashcard will pop up. So it's really easy and interactive to study, and makes it really easy to follow along and make sure that you're getting it right. So overall, I think this app has really helped me study. It saved me so much time from writing flashcards out. It's nice because all of the flashcards are in the place that you'd like them to be, so it's not, you don't run the risk of losing them or getting them mixed up with other cards, because you can personally create the decks that you want, rearrange them as you want, and create your own flashcards or share flashcards. So I highly recommend this app, and I hope this tutorial has been helpful for you. So thank you.